Oh my gosh, I'm live. It happened so quickly. Wait for somebody to get in the room. Just give me a quick check-in. I feel like when I went live this time yesterday, most of the people on there were about to go to bed, so I don't know how that speaks for going to live like 12-hour difference in yesterday. But we'll see. Hello, doggy. Doggy, where are you from?
No!
That's Lizzie. Sharpie Nation. Zatachio. Drapple, hello. We're on the beach. Lizzie, will you do a morning beach walk? I have an audition today. Here, I'll get some better light here. I'm new here too. This is the second live I've ever done. Oh, Ireland, that's amazing. I am 95% Irish. And there's Lizzie. We do acting videos together on TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, definitely I'm new to YouTube. I have an audition today, so we always do a quick walk to the beach because we live by the beach in Santa Monica. And then, yeah, and maybe I'll do a live during my audition to kind of walk people through how to do an audition. It's for a pretty big movie, actually, a decent role. It's a lead role, which is exciting. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have an agent and a manager, so yeah, so now I'm auditioning for like the big movies that you will be able to watch on your TVs, that are like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Thank you. And I'm gonna try to, yeah, still create some TikToks or YouTubes or things like that, but it's tough on the days where I have other things going on. Oh, you cleaned your room, doggy. Good. Yeah, so maybe I will do some like behind the scenes on that. I mean, is anyone out there interested? Are you any of you actors? Do you like acting? Do you like movies? Because I can give you more insight on like how to become an actor and how to do that type of thing. Any hints on the movie project? It's gonna be kind of a drama. I don't know, they haven't cast anybody else in it yet. Sometimes I actually know, I'll get a scene and I'll be able to look up the movie and see that like the other character in my scene is gonna be played by like Ryan Reynolds or like Hugh Jackman or like The Rock or something. Sometimes I'll get a script and I almost regret looking up who else is gonna be in the scene with me, because then it makes it so much more scary when I'm doing the audition, like, oh no. There's this other big actor who's, if I get the role, that I'll be in the scene with. It's really cool. But not all, there are like smaller movies that are like just for TV that won't necessarily be in a theater. I also auditioned for those too. But this one I'm going for, I'm actually not sure which size it is. And it's good for me because it's hard like to make money like just auditioning here and there every once in a while. So I do have like a side job. I work with like students as a tutor for different tests. And then I also work for foundations of professional athletes, NBA basketball players. But yeah, acting is the thing I want to do the most. It's the thing I put the most time into. I've worked like TV production as well, done a ton, but yes, I have seen Twilight. I actually just watched the new Batman as well. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is baby steps. It is definitely baby steps. You just make little progress by little progress and like see how it goes. But sometimes it's hard, like, so I got this script yesterday, for example, like every audition's different. This casting director that I'm auditioning for, he basically makes a decision if I'm in the movie or not. He has brought me in for 14 auditions this year, which is pretty crazy to audition for the same guy 14 times and him not give you the part 14 times, but by him bringing me back 14 times means that he's interested enough and he likes what I'm doing enough. I'm just not the right fit for a role in his mind. And he's told me that, because you can sometimes communicate. He'll communicate through Instagram. So he's like, keep doing what you're doing, but it's hard to keep doing what you're doing if the thing you're doing isn't booking you the role. But when the role's right for me, like, then I will get it. So I just kind of have to stay persistent, even if it's like tough to do so sometimes. Yeah, Twilight's good stuff, and that's a very successful series for sure. So there's a surfer behind me putting on wax on his board. It scared me though, because I could just hear rustling. What else was I gonna say? Oh, so for example, today for this audition, I found out that it's due Wednesday morning, whereas right here it's about 9 a.m. in California. So I have this audition. I got the lines last night. There's a good amount of lines, so I have to memorize them all, I guess today, film it today, because the industry's funny that they consider it, if you submit your audition like on time or near the deadline, they consider it to be late, which is kind of weird to have something where if you do it on time, you're late. But that's how the industry is, and it's a lead role too, so it's they want to see it sooner rather than later. And the role, they actually sent me the whole script, but then they also sent me the piece of script, they call them sides. They sent me the sides that they want to see for the audition itself. But I looked at the whole script, and yeah, I'm kind of the good guy, but then I end up turning kind of bad towards the end, which is such a fun character to play. Somebody has some good in him, and then you find out by the end that he's actually not as good as you thought. And I love playing those characters, because I think, yeah, I can play the nice guy and have the smile, and maybe have like flirtation with like the leading actress or whatever, and then you find out like I can do play the evil guy too. So yeah, so I have that today, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, like quick turnaround to memorize a bunch of lines and think of the character and do the scene and like know what's going on in the scene. And I have my fiance Lizzie, who's back there on the beach somewhere. Is she over this shoulder? Oh no, that's her right there. Lizzie's back there. Hello, Ballora. So it's hard to get that many lines in a script and then have to like do it and do it well or perfectly so quickly, get it in early. It's almost not enough time, so they expect you to like show that you're the lead of this movie, but then they don't give you enough time to show it. So yeah, thank you. And I've auditioned for the Avengers directors this past year, the Russo brothers, and Lizzie and I actually just did a short movie for a festival they had. Oh, you want to make a fake angry face? I guess. Actually, it's hard with the sun, it's so bright. But usually, it's almost like a trick. If you just like kind of like lower your head almost and look like through your brow, there's almost a joke video of it on TikTok. You can almost like look angry instantly. Preshin Kumar? Is it Preshin? I can't think of any other way I'd say Preshin. Preshin Kumar? Oh, thank you. Every audition is heavy competition, so even to get the audition, this is the crazy part, especially like the Hollywood auditions that my agent and manager try to get for me, about 15 to sometimes even 30,000 people apply for the role. Or they say submit for the audition, they apply for the role, and then they bring in, I don't know, sometimes about 20, they narrow down 30,000 people to 20. So even just by getting the audition, you know that casting has definitely liked you enough to want to give you that opportunity from 30,000 people to be like the top 20. And then from there, yeah, they narrow down their top 3 maybe, and then sometimes you'll meet with a producer after you're the top 3 of the 30,000 based on your audition, and then you get the role. So I am starring in a movie on Amazon Prime right now called Legacy, where they said they had 10 guys they really, really liked for the starring role in the movie. 10 people they really, really liked, and they ended up picking me for that one, and a lot of other people wanted it. What do you mean, Daisy? Wrong with whose parents? So yeah, and there are some auditions I've gone in where They want a guy who's about 6 feet tall, Caucasian, brown eyes, brown hair, and I went in the room and literally there were like 50 clones of me. Like every single person looked exactly like me, and you realize a lot of people aren't that unique. And if you have something unique about me, about you, or even for myself, like I used to try to hide that stuff and look and sound more like an actor, and now I try to show how different I am, because ultimately that's the thing that's going to get me cast, because so many people are so similar and try to all be similar, too similar, I think, for the industry. I think everything is about leaning into the differences. Daisy, right now I play between 25 and 40. I have like a wide range, so that's how we say our age in Hollywood. You say your age range. You never reveal your actual age. But I am in my 30s. But I can still play 20s. Like if I shave closer and like cut my hair shorter, like I can look more in my 20s. Whereas if I like grow a beard out more, I can look closer to my 40s. So it's a really like almost like a trick. And casting directors need to know, my agent and manager both need to know what my age range is, so that they like sort of submit me for the right roles. I do have to go. I have to go prepare for this audition, but I'll try to do more lives. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. You guys ask great questions. But thanks for sticking with me. Daisy, everybody, thank you. Doggy, thank you too. And I'll catch up with you guys really soon.